Alright, this is a video request by Tony Lee Glenn.
It is.
My mom makes cornbread fritters. Her name is Margaret. But her cornbread fritters are the best. Hold on, folks. I gotta take this pan off. I did have it getting hot, but Tony had to go pee.
Yes, my bad.
So now
Pan's
the
too
pan
hot.
is too hot because Tony went and peed. So let's set it over here for just a second. Our kitchen is a mess right now. Alright, so let's get back to the cornbread fritters. Anyway, Margaret, my mom, makes awesome cornbread fritters. And yesterday I made collards and black eyed peas.
Yes.
And they are right here, warming back
awesome.
up. And they were absolutely delicious. But I didn't make my cornbread fritters like my mom, so we're going to make them tonight, or at least attempt to make them. So this
is a request from me, yes.
Yes, this is Tony's request. So this is what she told me to do. So take a look. She said to use, for her cornbread fritters, there are various cornbread fritter recipes online, but this is my mom's, so take a look. She said to use plain cornmeal flour. The only brand that I could find was Yelton's. I'm not sure what brand that is, but plain, not self-rising, for hers. And then she said to use some self-rising flour, or just some regular flour, and then some vegetable oil, and a little bit of water. And she said to get them in the consistency of pancake batter. Now, she said to use about a cup and a half of the cornmeal, and then about 1/4 of a cup of the flour and the water. And she says you'll know how much water to use based on the consistency. So we're going to put it in this little bowl here. And I'm just going to stir it with so that's the cornmeal. Spoon over here. I guess I could whisk it if I was being very
Your mama don't whisk.
but she doesn't whisk. She uses no egg or anything. So that's the cornmeal, the flour. The oil is for the pan. Get the pan hot with the oil. And I'm just gonna add the water as I go. I want to see what the consistency is gonna be.
The first time I went to Nikki's mama's house, she cooked these for dinner. This has been like 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Well, we've been together a good long while. And I was just blown away because you're right. Most people use self-rising cornmeal that's got that stuff in it, and your mom's was just natural, just really.
I might have bought the wrong flour. She told me to use just plain flour, so but I just know that she uses no self-rising cornmeal. So looks like I've used. Tony wanted to talk there for a second, but let's see. Looks like I've used about 2/3 water. Let's see where that's going to get me. And she said if it's not the consistency that I like. Looks like it's a little too watery, but I'm going to keep stirring. So I'm going to add a little bit more cornmeal, and she said I might have to do that. She doesn't have a recipe for this. It's a, just go, mix it as you go.
She's just done it for how many years?
So she knows exactly what to put in it for hers. So this is about a cup and a few more tablespoons of corn flour, and that's about the consistency I have my pancake batter. So let's heat our pan back up and try it again, okay?
I like the old iron skillet.
So we're going to use the iron skillet, and let's let it get heated back up again. So folks, my mom always uses Crisco for everything. I'm going to let Tony put the camera where it needs to be. Is it where it needs to be? Yeah. On the Crisco?
Yeah. Well, there it is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So here's the Crisco vegetable oil, and I just put a little coating on the pan. That's the only thing you use the oil for. She's very particular about that too. She's like, get you some Crisco.
Now you got it on about 5.5 or so, yeah, okay.
So I think we're ready. So let's try just a little cake here.
Looks good, yeah.
And I think we're good. And they don't have to be perfectly. Let's just do a couple because I might have the pan too hot now. Just fry them for just a little bit. Uh-oh, I made those too meat, haven't I?
That's okay. We can cut them apart.
All right, let's get a spatula over here. We're just going to let them fry up. One of my favorite things to eat with collards is pepper jelly. My mom
really is great.
Also makes this pepper jelly from her homegrown jalapeno peppers, and that's some good stuff right there.
Yes, it is.
You can also eat chow chow. Again, this is kind of a southern meal. So we've got cornbread fritters, collard greens, black eyed peas, and we'll show you the end result here in just a minute.
Nikki's from down east, we call it. Robeson
North Carolina.
County. Yeah, North Carolina.
Let's flip this little one right here and see what it looks like, the little test one. Yeah, I'd say it's not quite ready.
Getting close.
Let's turn this. Make sure it's all the way on the burner. I might have too much oil in there. I don't think she puts quite as much oil. So I need to, and I'll flip these a couple of times. I like mine a little browner than that. So this is our test ones here.
Now, Nikki, is this the kind of like a flatbread that your fritter that they use when they do the cornbread sandwiches?
Yeah,
or, I mean the collard sandwiches?
Yeah, any of our get-togethers in Robeson County, church get-togethers, the July 4th parade, homecoming, anything like that, you can actually go to stands and buy cornbread fritter or collard sandwiches, and they're made from cornbread fritters with collard greens and
it's like 2 of those with collards in between.
Yeah, and that's it. These are used just like, but these again are going to be my test. These are going to be nothing like Mama's, I can already tell. I've never made these before, folks. So we're going to let them, I might be flipping them too quick. So let's let them fry up a little bit.
Quick question while we're cooking. So one of the things I think is really cool is the grape ice cream. Do you know of any other place that has grape ice cream in Robeson County?
I don't. Grape ice cream, you wouldn't think that would be good, but it's actually purple. And it's got big fat grapes in it, and it's absolutely delicious. And everyone buys a few gallons of it or more
at 4th of July.
4th of July. I almost said Christmas for just family get-togethers. I feel like the camera is so close to my face. I don't like being on the camera, folks. Tony makes me.
That actually looks pretty good.
So we're gonna let this. I flipped this too much, is what I did. I should have let it just stay. So we're going to let those kind of hang out on that side of the pan. And it could be, she might use a more yellow cornmeal. I'm not sure. This is a trial and error, Miss Margaret's corn fritters. We'll do another video with hers and you can compare.
They're just so good every time I go down there, and she'll cook up all kinds of different stuff. Cabbage, these are really good with cabbage, aren't they?
We'll have her make some corn fritters and cabbage.
She makes some fried and boiled cabbage and stuff.
Hers are just absolutely delicious.
Finishing up. There's some in the background there that we finished.
Probably need to add more water. We'll get Miss Margaret to make hers, my mom. These are substitutes until she gets hers. We taste hers. And I'll see what kind of cornmeal she uses. I only had one cornmeal available to me it was this one.
Yeah.
She said to use plain. And I only had one brand, so I'm not sure what brand she uses.
What's some other things your mama makes that you really like, you personally?
She has a great meatloaf. My mom can make anything. Her cakes are like out of a bakery. And I'm not a dessert person, but her red velvet cake, German chocolate cake. Oh gosh,
that is the best. Your red velvet cake. Oh man.
Mama's red velvet cake.
Because I did not like. Yeah, I remember you telling me, Mama's gonna have a red velvet cake, and I'm not a person that likes red velvet cake, but I clearly had not been around people that knew how to really cook one.
She does a very old-fashioned southern red velvet
fantastic.
Cake. And it's absolutely delicious. Any kind of dessert she makes looks like something out of a bakery, though. Like it's professionally done.
And your mama had many years of professional cooking, too, didn't she?
Yes, she was a professional cook. So, but we've just always enjoyed her food. Just plain foods like collards, stewed potatoes, cabbage. Cornbread fritters were just a nightly meal for us. We ate a lot of vegetables. Very little meat. It was mostly vegetables and cornbread. That's what we would eat.
Yep.
Again, I'll see what her ingredients are she uses. These don't look anything like hers.
It still smells awesome.
It does. It smells really good, but they don't look like hers.
Now, one of the things you and I were discussing a while back is a lot of people around this area here like their cornbread sweet and make a sweet cornbread.
Yeah.
But we prefer in the high mountains and then down east, we prefer it to be more corn flavored, don't we? More
yeah. This has to be the cornmeal, because usually they're kind of more of a yellow color. I'll see what brand she uses, but she said to get plain cornmeal. Okay, Tony tasted these. I should have put salt in them.
We forgot salt.
We forgot salt.
But here's the thing. it still tastes fantastic. It tastes like your mom's fritter. I know you're disappointed with the way it looks.
It looks terrible.
But you should have put what, maybe 5 or 6 good shakes of salt in there.
Just a couple of shakes of salt. We're good. Okay.
So don't forget to put some salt in it, folks.
Show you just a second. Plate it, okay? So there you go, folks. Here's your cornbread fritter and your collard greens and black-eyed peas.
And it's my awesome pleasure to get to eat this just in a minute. Usually Nikki shows me eating it. I'm just gonna wolf it down. But that is so good, those little fritters. Like I say, when I'm at her mama's, I usually eat 3 or 4 of them. So thank you very much, Nikonya, for cooking me this. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.